Good afternoon. My name is Brandon O. Today we're going over the economic issue: should tax rates be raised for the upper class to compensate for the lower class? Would this damage or benefit our society? The problem is that taxes have existed since the beginning of civilization, starting with grain payments to Egypt's pharaohs. Taxes are defined as a level of payment citizens pay to their government. Simple, right? The problem is we need to assess who exactly needs to pay for our country's exploits. We have created tax brackets to determine the fair amount that each class should be responsible for paying. But should those who are more fortunate pick up the slack for those who are less?
This photo is of the current federal tax bracket according to Forbes as of 2019. It's based on income levels and percentages over a certain amount. It's a system that has worked thus far, but will it continue to work despite its blatant flaws? For example, in the first tax bracket, if taxable income is between $0 and $9,700, then the tax that's due is 10% of taxable income, and prices increase as the income does as well. One major violation against U.S. citizens is the rising tax percentage with each bracket. This form of taxing discourages financial growth because it punishes the wealthy and successful. It keeps the low in the low and the rich in the rich, because they know how to avoid these tax rates. The solution is very simple if you have money, as explained by Robert Kiyosaki in Rich Dad Poor Dad. Those who have money gain tax breaks primarily through real estate, and it shields their income from insane tax rates. For example, if one is producing enough income to leverage a loan to buy an investment property of any kind, it can be depreciated. They will receive a tax break of 30% of the property's worth, and it will carry over 27 and a half years. The reason for this is public housing is being produced, but this concept allows the richest class to avoid contributing to the nation fairly, if not entirely.
That has been introduced is a flat tax rate. A generalized rate should be applied to everyone across all incomes. Say this rate was 15%. Then those whom have a higher income level would be contributing a larger dollar amount by default. And you ensure taxes are fair, simple, and straightforward, no dispute. Of course, the downside of this is that all tax breaks would have to be done away with to ensure equality.
According to our self-published survey, when asked would you consider yourself poor, middle class, or rich, out of 32 responses, we had 28 say middle class and 4 say tax bracket. Out of 32 responses, we had 25 say no, 4 say yes, and 3 were undecided. And when asked our third and final question, in your opinion overall, are taxes fair or should they be lowered/raised? Out of 32 responses, we had 18 say lowered and 14 say raised, but specified that the raise should be for wealthier citizens. So what do you think? Given the nature of the tax system today, are you happy with what others pay? Or perhaps you'd like to see some sort of reform and agree with one of the plans mentioned? Maybe you even have an idea of your own. The solution is never simple, and we can only wait and see who will take charge and define our tax system in the future.